Have you ever had that strange feeling of déjà vu or seen something so bizarre it felt like a glitch in the Matrix? What if those moments are exactly what they seem to be? What if our reality, everything you see, touch, and experience, is not real in the traditional sense, but an incredibly advanced computer simulation? It sounds like science fiction, but stick with me because some of the brightest minds on the planet are seriously considering this possibility. Today, we're diving deep down the rabbit hole to explore the simulation hypothesis. Are we living in a cosmic computer program? Let's find out. The idea that our reality is an illusion isn't new. Philosophers have pondered it for centuries. But now, scientists and technologists are finding clues, not in ancient texts, but in the very fabric of our universe. What if I told you that the world around us is built on code? Let's start with the math. The universe seems to follow incredibly precise mathematical laws, from the gravitational pull that keeps your feet on the ground to the orbits of distant galaxies. Everything is governed by equations. It's almost as if the universe is running on a sophisticated operating system. Think about the Fibonacci sequence, that famous pattern of numbers where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. You see it everywhere in nature, in the spiral of a seashell, the branching of trees, the arrangement of petals on a flower. It's an underlying code that nature seems to follow. Then there's the golden ratio, a special number approximately equal to 1.618. Which appears in art, architecture, and even the proportions of the human body. Why would the universe have these recurring mathematical constants and patterns? In a computer program, using repeating code and constants is efficient. It simplifies the system. Could these universal laws and mathematical signatures be the fingerprints of a programmer? It's a tantalizing thought. The universe doesn't just use asterisk math. In a way, it is math. And if it's all just math, then it can all be calculated. And what does calculations? Computers. Now, let's get even weirder and talk about the world of the very, very small quantum mechanics. This is where reality starts to break all the rules we're used to. One of the most famous and mind-bending experiments is the double-slit experiment. Imagine you're shooting tiny particles, like electrons, at a screen with two slits in it. If you're not watching which slit the electron goes through, it acts like a wave, passing through both slits at the same time and creating an interference pattern on the wall behind it. It's in a state of all possibilities at once. But here's the kicker. The moment you place a detector to see which slit the electron goes through, its behavior changes. It stops being a wave and acts like a solid particle, going through one slit or the other, and the interference pattern vanishes. It's as if the particle knows it's being observed. How does this connect to the simulation hypothesis? Well, think about a video game. The game world is vast, but your computer or console doesn't render everything all at once. That would take way too much processing power. Instead, it only renders what's in your field of view, the things you're actively looking at. When you turn around, the game engine quickly renders the new scenery. Could the universe be doing the same thing? Maybe particles don't have definite properties until we measure them, because the simulation only renders reality when an observer needs it to. It's a way to save cosmic processing power. The universe isn't bothering to calculate the state of every single particle until it absolutely has to. Every system has its limits, and a simulated universe would be no exception. One of the most fundamental constants of our universe is the speed of light. Nothing with mass can travel faster than it. But why is there a universal speed limit? In the context of a simulation, this makes perfect sense. The speed of light could be the processing speed of the cosmic computer running our reality. It's the maximum rate at which information, or cause and effect, can travel through the simulation's grid. Think of it like the refresh rate of your monitor or the processor speed of your computer. There is a finite speed at which the system can update the state of the universe from one moment to the next. The speed of light is that limit. Another interesting limit is the Planck length. It's an incredibly tiny distance, about a millionth of a billionth of a billionth of a billionth of a centimeter. According to our current understanding of physics, it's impossible to measure anything smaller than the Planck length. Space and time are not continuous. They are pixels. Just like the screen you're watching this on is made of tiny pixels. Our reality might also be made of fundamental, indivisible units of space and time. If the universe is a simulation, it can't have infinite resolution. It would need to be built on a finite grid, and the Planck length could be the size of a single pixel of our universe. These built-in limitations, the speed of light and the Planck length, don't necessarily prove we're in a simulation, but they are exactly the kinds of constraints we'd expect to find if we were. So, if we are in a simulation, who created it? And why? This brings us to a fascinating argument from philosopher Nick Bostrom called the ancestor simulation theory. The logic goes like this. First, assume that civilizations can reach a technological maturity where they have immense computing power. Looking at our own progress with computing, virtual reality, and AI, this seems plausible. Second, assume that these advanced civilizations would want to run simulations of their ancestors for research, entertainment, or art. Think about it. We already create simulations of the past in video games and historical models. A future civilization might want to run countless simulations to understand how they came to be. Third, if these two assumptions are true, then the number of simulated realities would eventually become astronomically larger than the one single base reality. If you have billions of simulated people for every one real person, what are the odds that you are one of the real ones? Statistically, it becomes overwhelmingly probable that you are one of the simulated beings, living inside an ancestor simulation created by a future civilization. It's a powerful argument based on pure probability. We might just be characters in a hyper-realistic historical reenactment, completely unaware that our world is a program running on some future supercomputer. So, let's say it's true, we're living in a simulation. The big question is, does it even matter? If this reality is indistinguishable from a base reality, does its origin change anything about our lives? Your joys, your sorrows, the love you feel for your family and friends, all of that is real to you. The experiences are real, even if the underlying substrate is just information. Perhaps the goal isn't to escape the matrix, but to live the best life we can within it. To learn, to grow, to create, to love. Maybe the purpose of our existence is simply to experience it, to provide interesting data for the simulators, or even to figure out the rules of the game and see how far we can push them. Ultimately, the simulation hypothesis is a profound thought experiment that forces us to question the nature of reality itself. Whether it's true or not, it's a humbling reminder that there's so much about the universe we don't yet understand. What do you think? Are we living in a cosmic computer game, or is reality exactly what it seems? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey down the rabbit hole, don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-bending content.